Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and the boys as always. As we jump into our Warhammer Fantasy campaign, 2nd edition. I hope this music works, we'll have to see. Where, in the last episode, one of our groups had gone off to go and do some looting, which is only natural for this time and age and era, and my players. I had to give them another group to go off looting, otherwise we'd get nothing done. Whereas the other group carried on with the kind of story objective to secure the Rock. The Rock is the main fortress within Mordheim. And I clicked the wrong button there. Wow, didn't want to do that. So, after speaking to a group of ogres and coming to an arrangement that they would provide food if the ogres would very kindly let them pass and have access into the Rock. And of course, they had to deal with the negotiating part of the group. Of the ogre's group, which of course was his pet gnobler. Pet parrot. They don't know it's a gnobler. Well, actually, some of them do. But yes, they dealt with the ogre and his gnobler, and came to an arrangement. And as they entered into the Rock, that is where we ended our stream. Well, our episode. But I can now bring you over to the map. So, for the stream, you will be presented with this lovely piece of art depicting the Rock before it fell. No, after it fell. Or at least it's what I'm using to depict the Rock.
That's definitely after the fall, because
yeah, there's a crater.
There.
Yeah. I zoomed in. I was like, oh yeah, that is a big crater, isn't it? Yeah. So I uploaded this image. Oh, what is it, Jim? Over a year ago now? Because I think you guys got to the Rock and I showed you that image. It's been a while. I can tell you that.
Also known as a game bar.
For the players who are here, if you'd like to scroll down south, you'll see your map.
Yes.
So you've come through the gatehouse. Structurally, it still stands. It is in disrepair. You can see that it is definitely, much like a lot of things in Mordheim, it seems to have aged far more than what a fortress of stone should age. This is not just weathering. And you can see in certain areas on the walls, not on the gatehouse itself, that there's damage, as if it had been from combat, things exploding into the side of it. But the gate is risen. It's still up in its housing. And there are no signs of combat as you make your way into basically the courtyard. You can see the main keep and tower, the bailey, the well and stables. The stables have deteriorated far worse than the rest of the building. It almost seems as if the wood has desecrated and then snapped and fallen into dust, unable to hold the weight of itself up. And the well seems to have been destroyed. But you can still see where some stones still stand, where you presume the rest of the well was at one point.
Did everyone just go quiet there?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming in here. See the well. What else is there? Sorry? We've just come into the gatehouse, right?
Yes, from the south of the map through the gatehouse. Sadly, that part of the lore is not in my game. So you won't see any Sisters of Sigmar running around.
Oh.
Sadly, but not.
Aww. Okay. Well, this is the rock, not Sigmar's rock, unless it is. What? I don't know. I don't remember enough Mordheim's stuff. Okay. No. Can I take a look around? As in
Sure.
a awareness test, or anything that might be watching us?
Sure. Are you stepping out into the courtyard?
I'm here now, right?
Yeah, you can put your tokens down if you wish. They might be a bit big for the map, but hey ho.
We'll resize it just for this.
Nah, that's all right.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a step out, take a look around, get the lay of the land. Just flat awareness test or flat perception test.
Yes.
Ooh.
So as you look around the courtyard, there's a very ominous, stale kind of air and tone about this place. It's almost like opening up a very, very old book and just seeing the decay there and smelling the mold and rot.
Much like the bar we were visited.
As you look up, you can see that there are can't quite remember the technical term for them, but we'll go with arrow slits because it's a lot easier. There are arrow slits and areas along the walls that aim down into the courtyard.
Okay.
And you spend a bit of time just scanning over each one to see, is there anything?
Is there a light here, or is it pitch black, or is it?
So it is open to the sky. There are no lights on. There's no lights that you can see behind any of the windows unless it is natural in nature. Today is clouded over, like many days, but there's also this unnatural gloom around Mordheim.
It's Mordheim. Okay. I'll keep my eyes open and I'll take a couple steps out.
Sure. You can make out as you move a bit further that there seems to be a chapel, and what you can imagine is maybe the Great Hall with its once very fine sturdy doors leading in. There's a staircase that leads up. You can see there's also a service door and pulley system. You imagine maybe that's the keep's the castle's storehouse or kitchens, and then obviously there's a large keep itself where everyone would be housed, and where there are far more arrow slits and defensive
the walls are much
parts.
thicker and there's more crenellations and such.
Crenellations, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, there are more crenellations on the top of it, as well as what appear to be balconies with crenellations. Yeah, crenellations are the little square bits, like the teeth.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Kind of sad I had to describe it as the teeth, but that was very orky. There's the teeth of the fortress.
Okay. I'll oh shit, wait, hang on. I want to go straight over to the well and take a look down it.
Okay. As you look down, you don't actually look down into blackness. You look down and you can actually see that it's, you know, maybe 3 foot down. You can see the rubble and the stuff that they've chucked down into the well, blocking it up.
Okay, good. So I don't have to block it off myself. That's good. Huh. Wait. They. Okay. I'll just turn back to the party and says the well has been blocked up, so I doubt we will have any of our Ratman friends.
Please don't tell me of that.
Oh, well, where should we take a look around first? Should ensure this place is clear if we're going to use this as a jumping off point.
I'm gonna take a look around because we just went inside, so not a great success, but a success nonetheless.
Hang on.
So unlike Casper, Aurelia, you start looking around the courtyard, checking the buildings and the lower areas, not actually noticing the defensive arrow slits and things above you. Livia does notice, however, as she sees you scanning the lower parts of the, maybe an eerie feeling or a sense of danger above. She looks up and sees the arrow slits, but no movement.
I think I'm more looking at the ground. Can I also use here's it, I forgot the name. Follow trail to see if I find any tracks, or would that be search?
You'd need to use search first and then follow trail, I think.
I want to see if other people have come in here recently. It's a failure. Never mind.
How far up are the arrow slits to the keep? Because they go inside, don't they? So it'll be dark behind them.
So there are arrow slits that go all basically on every floor of the keep that goes up. On some of the balconies you can see that they come out, and there are also arrow slits at the side of the balcony. The defensive walls, the actual these walls along here, they also have arrow slits that are, well, no, so they have crenellations. That's the actual word. But the crenellations are much lower down on the interior side. On the exterior side, you could hide a man easily behind the crenellations, whereas on the interior side, they'd probably stop at the waist.
Okay.
You know, they'd protect your legs, but nothing more.
Okay. I'll look back at the group. Where shall we look first? The keep, kitchen, hall, chapel.
Oh, I dread what we may find at the kitchen, so I now go to the kitchen than the keep.
Kitchen, then keep. I will make my way up to the kitchen door then. Alright, it goes up and then to it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, as you go towards the kitchen, trying to remember who Oh yes, you have Mario with you. Mario standing at the back of the group, waving the banner in the air. You all look and hear the flapping. You see the banner, and your hearts get steeled. It's that little bit. You open the door. Just this smell of festering food and garbage hits you at first, almost like a cruel wind that's blown through a valley. As soon as that door opens, the stench just reels out and hits you. And it's worrying in the fact that everything else is so desecrated, so old, so ruined, and yet this smell is so fresh of the sweet smell of rot.
I'm gonna take a couple of steps back, cover my nose. Oh, that's exactly what I'm afraid of. That seems fresh. We might find residents in this place.
Yeah.
I'm going to lift up my mask a little bit, stuff a few herbs in there, and close it so I can smell herbs a little bit while I'm in the kitchen.
So as you cross the threshold into the kitchen, the counters and all surfaces are covered in pots, pans, chopping blocks, knives, cutlery of every variety and type, and food that is even now still looking juicy and ripe with rot. It looks like a chef's worst nightmare in here.
Lovely.
And as you look around, taking in the sights, you see that over in the fireplace, whilst the fire is long dead and cold, you see what looks like roast pig on a spit.
Why does this remind me of that bloody chef of the big tongue on our ship?
Is it actually a pig? We can tell it is a pig.
Upon closer inspection, to the
Not a
horror
pig.
of some, to the... I don't know, I wouldn't call it mundanity, to the something else of others.
Amusement. Not amusement at all. Expectancy.
You take a detailed look and you see that no, indeed, it is not a pig, but a halfling tied to a spit.
Oh, thank God, it's not a human.
What's the difference?
Probably eat them. Eat this
They
one.
are actually a different species. They genuinely are a different species because their feet are meant to be massive and hairy. It's not an abhuman. And they're resistant to chaos. Well, humans aren't.
Yeah.
No, I was going with the difference between a halfling and a pig. But
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Fair
I was
enough.
saying
Fair
thank God
enough.
it's not a
You're quite
human.
correct.
Oh, seems like they're cooking, well, not long pig, but short pig in this case.
I will punch you in the arm for that one. I'll still laugh, but I'm still punching the arm for it. It's just no.
Can you all roll me willpower?
Oh,
Can
thankfully I have to Lucky Charms.
I bring up the undead feat again, or trait again? Immune to fear, terror, stunning, poison, disease, spell
Shit.
effects, skill effects, and effects that evolve, manipulation of the mind.
I'm using one of my
Hello?
Hello.
Lucky Charms.
You'd still
I
need
know
to
fear.
roll. You'd
Fuck.
still need to roll for this one, I think.
Okay.
Cause
I know in the past we still roll for fear because I'm not fully just kind of messed up. So.
yeah. So
Ooh.
Aurelia, Casper, Can I get a roll from our two dwarves, Black Hand and
What do I need to roll?
That's not Black Hand though. Not
oh, is it
Hand.
not Black Hand? Is it not Black Hand this time? It's whatever your other dwarf. Well, actually, in fact, the two new dwarves. Can I get a willpower check flat, please, as you enter
Are
the
we doing
kitchen?
story or are we doing nothing?
Are you doing what now, or what now?
The Rock. Not Blue.
Then it is Black Hand. Black Hand
It is
is with
Black
the
Hand.
party.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's Illyria. Are
Illyria,
we getting
that's the
the? I mean, it wouldn't matter actually. It'd still fail by 1.
Ugh.
I
Okay.
have 3 points as her. I'm gonna re-roll that.
You know,
Okay, Illyria and Livia succeed. They hold back the horror. As you are in the kitchen and Casper has pointed out that this is not a roast pig, it is indeed a halfling. You all look in disgust and horror, and then the thing begins to rot. Before your very eyes, you see the succulent skin crack. Ooze begin to fall out. Maggots squirm their way to the surface. His eyes, already shriveled and cooked, now have fat grubs eating their way out as his jaw gives way and a plethora of maggots just fall out onto the cold coals of the fire. For those of you who fail, you gain 1 insanity point. Congratulations.
yeah, that doesn't mean that's right.
Well, fuck.
Oh no.
Say, at how many insanity points do you need to start
8.
getting worried?
8.
Shite, I should have rerolled.
I think it's 7, and you begin at 8 if you have something else. I forgot.
I
think
know
you
at
go-
6.
I think it's 6, and you begin at 8 if you have strong-minded.
Alright,
Yeah, something like that.
Because,
I thought it was 8 and then it goes up to 10 if you had strong-minded. But I might be wrong there.
It's
I might be
lower
wrong.
than that. I think it is actually 6.
Is it 6 and go up to 8? I don't know.
Insanity, page 200. 202.
But, you know, you gotta do that with the other group. Give them insanity. Because that character of mine actually needs insanity.
I really hate the fact that
I know
I've been
it's
failing
6.
every single willpower.
Yep, it's 6.
It's 6 and goes up.
Everyone who has 6 6 insanity points has to make a willpower test now.
I don't. I have 3, thankfully. I need to find a way to
So,
lower
Black
them.
Hand, can I get a willpower test, please?
Flat?
Yep. Would you like to fate point it? Please fate point it.
You know what? I will want to see what will happen.
Wait, you have to. Are you at 6 insanity?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay.
Boy, I don't think you should do that. You should resist.
No, don't.
Here comes the big
Seriously,
sad.
I'm telling you. I have the big sad. Fate point it.
Fine.
I mean, with a target of 36, I still think you're going to get it, but still.
Oof.
Yeah, no. Well, you did better, but,
Can
Okay.
I guess I need to roll on the table regardless. Unless there's a modifier based on degrees of failure.
no. Just, it's a D100.
Yep, can I get a D100, please?
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy.
55.
Oh.
No,
Heart.
He's got the big sad!
Heart of Despair.
Oh, no.
Everybody getting depressed. Jesus Christ, this body. We are just shouting curses at everybody. Are we
Black
getting...
Hand, as you reel back in disgust, perhaps you even throw up and hold it back in your mouth. You lean over to the side, and for whatever reason, you're not sure why this comes to you, but you're fixated on it now. You are the joke of the party. You are the butt of everyone's laughter. You are only here to be some weird entertainment for the ones that you are meant to call cousin, and the others that some of your kind would call enemies. You are just there to be comic relief for them. You fall into a deep depression. Your depression will be triggered by your comrades taking the piss out of you in one of the ways that you would normally try to be prideful. One of them being drinking, because that's a dwarven.
So whenever I see L, I get a big sad.
No, just when your friends start laughing at you. But I do need to read up on it again. If is it every time or is it rolling?
No, you
every
permanently
day?
lose 1d10 fellowship points. Every time you gain the sanity point from now on, you need to lock yourself away for 2d10 days, and if you gain 6 more sanity points, you have to kill yourself.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold up, doesn't your insanity get reset?
Your insanity does get reset, yes. And every time you gain, or may have to make a willpower test for insanity, you have to hide yourself away for 2d10 days.
That's because of the big sad then.
Yeah. And if you gain 6 sanity points and fail the willpower test again, you became overwhelmed with the desire to kill yourself. I know because I have this exact malady or disorder.
So my insanity points are reset.
Yes. Good thing is you're resistant to fear 1 now.
Resistant to fear 1. Where can I write all this shit down?
It's under disorders, I believe. Hang on a minute.
Disorders in this?
I believe there is.
Skills, knowledge, blah, blah, blah. Special rules, probably? Just add to special rules.
Yeah, I've put mine in special rules.
So, big sad.
Heart of Despair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe there isn't. Maybe I was just imagining things.
So the trigger is when they laugh at me?
Oh, when we make fun of you. Is basically what.
Yeah, I'm using that as a character, as a character part. So when they do start teasing you, that is where, like, in character you can have a, like, if you go from jovial, happy, having a laugh to them taking the piss out of you, then that's when your character can change if you want. If you want to show it in character progression, but you still follow the normal rules for Heart of Despair in the core rulebook, page 207 in the PDF or 205 in the book.
Lovely.
And can I get
how
one
do I
D?
get rid of it?
Can I get 1d10, please? Because I believe you lose 1d10 fellowship as well.
Yep. Albie, you kind of don't.
There are ways. There are actually ways to get rid of it, as far as I'm aware. I think a quack doctor on a genius roll can get rid of a disorder, or on a failed roll. There are ways, but genuinely the in-book ways are kind of brutal, and it is said that the GM can grant miracles from time to time.
I think you can
demons.
do a surgery too, can't you?
Yeah,
Yes.
you could just, Albie, you can just do what I did and get semi-possessed by a demon.
This is also true.
it prevents the big side by giving it to a bloodthirster somewhere in the galaxy.
So, for example, there are
what
other
was that
ways.
about 12 insanity points getting you?
Once you gain
no.
another 6, once you gain another 6 insanity points, you have to make another willpower test. If you fail, you become overwhelmed with the desire to kill yourself.
But isn't that only if
Okay.
you roll? That's only if you roll Heart of
That's
Despair.
only if you fail. Nope. You don't gain any more disorders with Heart of Despair. Every time you gain 6 insanity points, you have to make the same roll as usual, and if you fail,
So
you
what I'll
become
probably do then is change that out to make it if you roll again, you can have as many disorders as there are disorders, but if you get that one twice, then you want to kill yourself. Because otherwise, you know, this is
Okay.
Mordheim. I'm gonna have Black Hand ended up fucking killing himself, and I don't really. He's been around for a long time. I'd like to see his story. You know.
It would be fine. It would be
that's
fine.
the thing. You can spend the time now to make sure that every time you gain insanity, you lose it again. So like
he
luxury
goes-
goods and stuff, you can always.
He
You have
goes
the
back
second
home and
character
eats his Hockland. Enough of this world.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I wouldn't do that to my Hawkland. Just
And could he even reach the fucking trigger?
Oh, he uses his big toe.
That's the ace's
Yeah.
toes.
I mean, I know it's
Well,
sad,
you-
but there might be a point where if you get too many insanity points, you just say, you know, I think it's time for me to retire. Go away, rest, relax, and fix myself, and come back in 100 years.
I mean, so this is the thing. In the new game, you are meant to retire characters, and you are actually given choices with retiring characters, and they become an NPC that you can always come back to for help later on. In this book, it's more of I genuinely think this game is meant to be far more bloody than what I make it. It's meant to be a little bit in between Only War and Dark Heresy. It's meant to be quite violent and vicious, because there's a lot of stuff in the game that if I used could flat out kill a character. Mainly 90% of the poisons.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I
That's
don't
the
have
whole thing,
problems with Black Hand dying.
I mean, on the new, on the 4th edition, there's also ways for you to lower insanity, like taking trips and stuff like that to actually lower it, and like this one.
This is true. I mean, to be honest with you, the 3 months that you spent working on projects, you could have said, can I just relax the whole time and try and get my insanity down? Which is a choice that you can do later on. It's just you've literally come out of 3 months and it's your first time going back in. So, yeah.
You know,
But
I
did
think
anyone
I might
else
do
cross
that.
the magical
Oh, I'm an
barrier?
idiot.
Shouldn't you be going down to 6 again? Down to 0 again
no,
soon?
Wait,
because
after those 6, to what insanity points do you go?
To
once
0.
once you've got Heart of Desire, you go back down to 0. No, I've already gained 8 again since I already got Heart of Desire, Heart of Darkness.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
So, in
Yeah.
theory, you should make a willpower and otherwise kill yourself.
No. Oh yeah, I need to make a willpower test actually. But the only thing that's stopping me from doing that is the demon, literally. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
and
I don't have to
I'm
lock myself
writing
away.
that, and I'm writing that out of your one as well.
Oh okay.
So both of you now can get more disorders. You don't kill
Right.
yourselves. You roll again. But yeah, if Casper lands on Heart of Despair again, the demon stops him from killing himself.
I will roll again then, because.
Well, no, you succeeded.
No, that was the roll to see if I lock myself away.
Ah, okay.
So instead of that, I did fail last time. Can't re-roll it, so I'm going to roll a Demon Hunter. It's not Heart of
dear.
Despair. It's not. 55 is the max for Heart of Despair. It is Heart of Desire. Host of Fiends. Shit.
So now you have 2 demons.
Congratulations, buddy.
It's literally the 2 worst ones.
Congratulations, buddy. You're now full of demons.
Oh my god.
Oh, you have to roll a 1d100 now. Good luck.
Oh
Did you roll?
god. I'll roll. I'm kind of hoping for corn here.
No, you have to roll every day. Because
have to
every
roll
day you
every
get a
day?
different aspect. Yes.
Wait.
Instead of gaining another
Yeah,
disorder, the
corn,
demon
corn.
takes over his mind. Okay, so you take, you become irritable, violent, argumentative, contemptuous, bloodthirsty, sadistic, cruel, suffer -10 penalty to fellowship. And if you fail another 6 willpower points, the demon takes over. Like if you get another 6 insanity.
Oh boy.
Ain't this just aren't we just a lovely bunch of
Oh wait, you
Yeah.
have to take a willpower test every day to see if the demons
What's the demons of the
actually
following editions?
win and can take over your mind. And then you have to roll a 1d100 if you fail to see which aspect.
I actually can't get the host of themes.
Yeah, because you're
If I
marked.
can become a host of themes under the following conditions. Must be in the same immediate area as a demon who has just been slain, must have 6 or more insanity points, and not yet possess a disorder.
Oh.
So I have to roll again.
See, I was actually sat here thinking, now how is this going to work with the demon that you've already got inside you?
There's 2 demons fighting over my brain.
So I was actually coming to
No.
the conclusion that it probably would have to be a different one, because I don't see how.
It's Slanesh.
I'm not gonna. I might as well ruin the surprise. A demon of Slanesh is probably not going to get on with a demon of Khorne in the same
No,
in the same
no.
vessel.
Okay, a mandrake man.
Agree.
Two demons of Slanesh. Now that could be considered a demonic party, you know. So could have worked, but no, Khorne and Slanesh probably not.
Don't they hate each other? Like in North?
They do.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently I have addiction to... What?
So, you're very keen on the word what? Special.
What?
Mandrake man.
I'm now addicted to mandrake root.
You're now twice as jacked as you were before.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I forgot we haven't been rolling for your warp snuff, have we? Never mind.
No, because I succumb, or I got past my addiction to that, did I not?
Oh yeah, you got past the addiction, but then we were using that to extend the amount of time that you needed to feed. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. Character should...
So
hang on. Okay, so character feels a little test when root is not available, suffers -10. No. Can I just spend one of these fucking lucky charms to reroll again? Because screw that.
you don't want to be a junkie? Oh,
No, I don't.
Man.
Go on then.
Give me something fun. Give me that demon one, just for the sheer hell of it. Oh, for God's sake, is that Heart of Desire? Heart of Desire? Fucking...
No, it's not. 41 is Fortune's Thrall.
Fortune's Thrall. Jesus Christ.
He feels a
204.
constant overpowering desire to gamble.
Okay, this could work.
It's page
Characters driven to
204
full of petty
or
problems, stress management.
206.
Characters. This way, willpower test to just resist the temptation to participate.
You are a gambling junkie.
So you're a demon possessed half vamp who was
If the test
gambling
is
addicted.
technically gamble and making a willpower test before each new wager to try and break away. The wager reduces willpower test by
Shit, where's the casino in Mordheim?
5. This is why I prefer the previous one, where I don't get any more disorders, but I have to, commit the Sudoku when I get rid of the demon.
But I mean, there is a certain character you could just ask.
Cool. It's
No.
going to be interesting. I like this one.
I-
This will work into the greater scheme of my plans. Yes.
oh,
Be afraid.
Alright. Let me get my special thing.
So you have been horrified by the halfling on a spit that is now rotted away into nothing but bones and goo and maggots and grubs.
That makes me want to gamble for some reason.
Yep. You're kind of
I
weird.
like playing dice at the moment.
I like how my character, which is probably the most innocent, is basically standing there going, "This is fine."
Just close your eyes, tell me when it's over.
I don't have a bad willpower score. I have 63, but I have failed every single willpower test.
I feel like my
Since I've been
willpower
here.
is too low for Mordheim. Just a feeling.
Yeah, I need to change it to a spy quickly so I can upgrade it to 78.
Do you want to remain in the kitchen and search this putrid place, or do you want to push on?
Ah, is that just me? Or does anybody else want to set fire to this bloody kitchen?
Already on. Hang on, just getting this thing sorted out. Got down.
Just for clarification, am I always sad now, or only when to make fun?
When they make fun is when you can do like your is when your character can change disposition, like for roleplay reasons. So when they make fun of you is when you can have that big dramatic turn. But otherwise you follow the rules as standard. So you every time you gain an insanity point now, you roll a willpower test. If you fail, you lock yourself away for 1d10 days, was it?
2d10. 2d10.
2d10 days.
When I gained 2 insanity points there when we went to the vampire's den, I rolled 2 sevens, so I had to actually lock myself away for 14 days. Which is good because we're on a trip. That doesn't really matter shit. This is why I lock myself away so much.
So, how should I make this work if I get it more right? Crap.
You're gonna have to watch your insanity. Yeah.
So, do you want to push on or search this place?
Backhand would probably look for loot. He needs something to get his mind off.
Okay,
I will
give
take
me,
a round too.
give me a search check.
Give me some dice to gamble with.
I'm not touching this crap.
Yeah,
I kind of wish
me
I had a
neither.
demon one now. Blackhand, stop staring at the fucking pig.
Casper, you find what seems to be a couple of bottles of a fine brandy.
Okay. Can I pull the cork and smell them?
You can, if you wish. Blackhand, you find nothing but rotten decay. Even some of the kitchen knives you go to grab the wooden handle and they just fall to dust. The wood falls to dust. The blade is just rusted and gone.
I'm just covering my nose, and I'm just gonna look at people going through the kitchen and say, why on Isha's name would you go through that shit like that? Just burn it. Whatever's in there, it's rotten, and you all did see the short pig rot away right before our eyes, right?
Put it like this. Do you want to risk burning down this entire keep with our first look into this area? as well as lighting up a very clear signal to anything hostile.
I mean, have you looked at this? Have you looked at Mordheim?
we
It's
just
been blowing up
close the
everywhere.
door. I say we just close the door and burn it down later.
Suit yourself. I'll get a step out of
You got any dice?
out of. What?
No. Dice. Oh, come on, I know you're holding out on me. Give me the dice.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Great many
Find a
things, but my
bonus
love
of
of dice is not one of them.
Remember, Casper, you can place bets on who gets the first kill. So
Ooh,
you,
yeah,
you
I'll
decide
do that.
you decide to push on
20 gold on me.
after not finding anything of great value.
Wait, who looked the most shaken at that?
Blackhand.
Blackhand? Alright,
Blackhand.
I'm putting 5 gold on Blackhand dice first. Who wants to take the uppers off?
I'm sorry, you
Give him a reason, damn it.
I put 5 gold on you dying first.
I'll go over to shake your hand, yeah? It's a bet.
You come in view of a barrel.
Say again.
You see a barrel in your face?
You think that would kill me, yeah?
seriously,
I'll
would you
kill
two?
each other. That defeats the purpose of the bet. Then you just take all my money instead of the 5 gold.
Would you two fucking get your head in the game? Jesus.
You're having a game?
By Isha's name. There are people living in this festering place.
5 gold says they're not actually people.
Casper, don't make me shoot you in the straight between the eyes. Focus,
5
then.
gold say you will.
He's gonna look back at you. What on Isha's name happened to you two in there?
I dibs first go. I'm walking towards the keep.
Olivia just shakes her head and follows.
I'm just gonna look back at Blackhand and Livia. Sorry, not Blackhand, at Ragnar and Livia. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, so you head to the keep. The keep is imposing, yet like the rest of this area, it has a air about it, an air of rot and decay. So you go up to the fortified staircase, these large reinforced oak doors, and Casper pushes on the door and it just turns to dust. Just pieces of iron rusting and falling to the ground. Just the sound of ding, 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 ding as all these metal studs fall. And as you do this, Casper, there's again a weird wind that seems to whip up, and a cloud of dust blows out through the keep's doors, taking out the other side of the door.
I'm rolling magical sense. Want to see if there's some fuckery around here. Are the winds off here, or is this just flat?
I want to roll perception, like to try and see into the keep as the dust settles.
Sure.
This magical sense.
Yeah, you can do that.
Excellent.
Olivia, as you peer round Casper's shoulder after the dust has settled, a white layer now covering him, you see into the darkness and you see nothing but cobwebs covering furniture, dust still covering everything. It looks like somewhere that was abandoned. just debris that was left behind, and then you start to see, as your eyes adjust, and you'll notice, taken away from what's on the floor and to the walls, you see what look like claw marks or strike marks from a blade marking along the walls. Casper, the winds are stagnant and stale here. You believe there may be an odd effect when casting spells in the rock.
Oh.
So, now you've done a magical sense within the rock. Every time you cast a spell here, you will roll an extra 1d10. This does not add to your magic, but it does add to Tzeentch's curse.
Oh, great. Okay.
Seems there's something with claws in there. Or it was in there at least.
And they're in a weird pattern, like the way that the claws. If there was a battle in here, in that corridor, if people were swinging blades about, the way that the claw marks go along the wall is very strange, from very weird angles. And again, for Casper's Winds of Magic check, it does seem as if spells are in use in this place.
In use, actively.
Actively, but you don't sense a caster.
Okay.
I want to do. Can I roll a search again to look at the tracks?
What tracks?
The claw marks, and see if I can find any tracks.
Okay. So from the claw marks, there is dust. Yeah, I'll give you. You don't need to search for tracks. You can go from the claw marks, but that does mean you're moving in front of the rest of the group.
No, okay. I'm just gonna point them out to the group and say.
Well, no. So that as you look in, there are no footprints that you can follow. The only markings you can see are the ones on the walls. If you want to look for footprints, for tracks near where the markings are, you can, but you have to go in front of the group, or get the group to come with you.
Is there any light in there, or is it pitch black?
So where there are arrow slits going, like basically there's arrow slits on every floor of this keep, along with some windows and balconies. They're all letting natural light in, but there's a lot of dark corners and areas where natural light just does not get.
Yeah. I'm going to use Eyes of Clarity to boost my night vision.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll channel it. It's only half actually.
No,
apparently not. So, no channeling. Don't have the ingredients. There's no miscellaneous modifier. And then I roll 2d10. First one is dark magic, second one is the keep, okay?
Sure.
Yep, that's the Tzeentch's score. Fuck. That's a 10 and an 8.
It's just starting right.
Hey. The good news is I have 30 meters of dark vision.
Come on, shit yourself.
Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna step back from Casper as soon as I see the insect.
So as you see Casper concentrate for a moment, make somatic and the other gestures and saying the magical words, He opens his eyes and he can see further in, but as he opens his eyes, he feels this strange sensation of creeping and crawling coming over his body. And as he looks to his side, he sees these flies birth from maggots and just take up around him.
I'm just gonna look.
For 10 turns, that's like, I think that's like 3 minutes? Because I think it's 30 seconds a round, I think.
No, each turn is 10 seconds. That's just over a
it's only
minute.
10 seconds, okay.
I'm just gonna look at.
half.
I'm just gonna look at Casper. See. Holy Mother Isha, what the fuck? Told you not to go searching that kitchen, didn't I?
I look you dead in the eyes. They may be glowing slightly, but
Might want to take a bath when we get back.
something may have went wrong. But I bet you I can find what causes claw marks faster than you can. I walk on in.
I'm just gonna look at Olivia. What the fuck is going on?
Life is dull. Make some gambles.
The sound of buzzing surrounds him.
I really wish my sister was here right now so she could burn this entire place down. I'm just gonna follow him
So
in.
after a few minutes,
Maybe
pass,
once we leave.
you just see all the insects just explode and die. All at once, all at the same time. They just.
Are they exploding goo?
They're tiny little bugs. Basically, their hearts explode out their chests. Just, but all at the same time, which is quite impressive. Casper's kind of in this like fuzziness because there are so many bugs flying around him, and then there's just this little. They all stop at once, just shoot up, and then just fall to the floor.
You think they saw his face?
Maybe.
Mean.
So, as you enter the keep, you can try and look for follow trails by the claw marks,
I'll try.
or look for a trail.
Should I roll search or do I just
No.
follow
Follow trail. But you know roughly where you want to search now, so you're going to go over there, and then you're going to try and follow a trail.
Do I gain flat or do I gain any bonus?
I'll give you a +10 for enclosed location with limited directions.
Okay.
You're in a corridor with a high ceiling. There's not really many places you can go. So as you get to the claw marks on the walls and you look around on the floor, it's covered in dust again. Huh. Well, that's odd. There are footprints here. You can kind of stand in one position, or you kind of put Casper in one position. Well, someone was stood there, and you go and put... I feel as if I have not been diligent in my notice. You put Livia in another position. And you put the two dwarfs in another position. Well, this doesn't make any sense. The claw marks don't add up with how these people are standing. And then you look to try and see if there's a trail. There kind of is, but it looks more like people have come walking over here and then stopped. And then there are these claw marks.
Did you check the ceiling?
I hope so. I'm gonna look up.
Roll initiative.
Don't.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I mean, I've had Skaven jump at me from the roofs and ceilings, so Do I see anything?
You do not see anything up there, but you do see it's a very large ceiling with wooden beams going across. There are a lot of hiding and sneaking, and a lot of places where you can see it now, just a rat jumping from wooden beam to wooden beam. And then well, that's odd. As you look up above the marks on the ceiling, the claw marks, what you think are claw marks or blade marks or some kind. It looks as if someone has driven a metal peg of some kind into the wood of the beam. Is there a logic? Well, no, you don't really. How would you be able to put this information together? You wouldn't. Never mind. So there's just a metal spike in the wooden beam with a hoop in it. Kind of something that you'd maybe use for climbing.
Oh, like a pippin.
Yes.
Do I roll intelligence or something like that, or do I just don't know?
You just don't know.
Would they use that to like hoist a chandelier or something?
Possibly that's what it could be used for, but there's no chandeliers. Like, you wouldn't have a chandelier on the ceiling on these wooden beams, and it's in the corner. It's in the corner.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's like wooden rafters. There's wooden beams that go all the way along this corridor.
Can I make an intelligence roll?
It's not really about intelligence. If you can think of, like, go, okay, I actually think it might be this, because there's too many. It's something I don't think you could really roll a dice on in character. I genuinely don't know how you'd figure it out. Not at the moment, anyway.
So this is a small metal pippin has a hoop or a hook. You say?
Hoop. It's a small. It's like a metal spike, a nail with a hoop around the end, that's been driven into the wooden rafter on one end, above the claw marks.
If I look, is there a track of these, or is there a single one there?
So where you see, like where you've positioned all of your comrades, you look, and where all your comrades are positioned, there are claw marks on the walls. Just in case I didn't make that clear. And as you look above your comrades, you do indeed see a piece of metal with a hoop on the end of it.
Casper, you owe me 5 gold because you said I couldn't find the tracks before you did, and
I said the claws.
Can you see if you can pull that up?
This is a very high ceiling. Like, none of you are tall enough to just grab it.
Yeah. Well, how high up would it be?
If Aurelia got on your shoulders, she could probably look at it. Okay. She could probably reach the rafters, either pull herself up onto the wooden rafter beams, or stand on your shoulders and just look at it.
Sounds like a job for a high jump. Especially because I got an +1 meter to high jump now.
You personally might be able to reach it with your high jump. That is possible, but you would then have to hang from the beam.
Is there anything on the ceiling itself that I noticed? Any like markings? The ceiling above the pit?
High jump is.
No, again, it's a pitched ceiling, so it does go up, slanted into a point. You don't see anything else strange above the rafters.
Hmm. Any of you have any rope? Or do any of you are any of you capable of getting up there without help?
I think I can jump up to it. Granted, I'll have to dangle, but just put one of you beneath me and I'll land on you. Fine.
I'm just gonna look at you sideways. Sure, go ahead. We'll make sure that you can land on one of us.
Alright, I'll jump up to inspect the pit and heighten.
Sure. I think it's just a strength test, isn't it?
Yep, because I don't have acrobatics. Where's acrobatics? I got it before, but okay. Just to know more. So that is my leap is 11 plus
So-
12.
You think you
Wait,
can reach the
That's
beam?
I'm right.
You think you can reach the beam, but then you think, oh, I might be a little bit short, so you kick off of the wall ever so slightly, which gives you enough oomph to be able to grab hold of the wooden beam. You can either swing yourself up, or you can just kind of hang and, you know, monkey your arm over there.
Hang on, I may have looked this up. 2 seconds.
I think that sounded right, because you get your extra one from Swashbuckler.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I'm up. I'll pull myself up to the beam. Why not?
Okay, so on top of the beam, you pull yourself along, and you are at the metal piece of metal with the ring on it.
Okay. I'm not doing a flip.
Casper, stop reading my mind.
Okay. Can I inspect it a little bit more? Is it degraded like much to the rest of the keep, or is it just? All right, hang on. Can I do a?
It does not look like the rest of the metal work from within the keep. It looks very shoddy and poorly crafted.
Shoddy and poorly crafted. Okay. I'm really fucking confused. So from this position, can I spot anything else that looks out of the ordinary? Like more of these hoops or crap?
You can only see the ones that Liliana has pointed out to you. And again, they are where the claw marks appear to be on the ceiling, on the walls. And where the footprints would have been.
Okay. If I were to run a rope between all these hoops, would it just make... It wouldn't do anything in particular? It would just...
No, it wouldn't do anything in particular. But
Would
you
these
could
just
run a,
holding
you
up,
could
like banners or something?
you could run a rope through the one you're at.
Yeah, I'll run a... I have a rope on me. That's actually the main question.
I think you have one in your backpack. I think all explorers do in this game.
I don't think I do. I have a book of mournful tales from Whistleland.
I'm sure everyone gets like 30 feet of rope
I may have gotten rid of it already.
in their adventurer's kit, in like their starter's kit.
See, I may have already gotten rid of it.
I don't know if we do. That might be just D&D.
That might be D&D actually.
I don't remember getting any rope. I don't remember getting any rope with starting gen.
Do any of you have rope down there?
It's just, I know you get like a mess tin, cutlery, you get a sleeping bag, it explains it to you in the book. You get loads of stuff. I was just I'm pretty sure you got rope.
No rope. I got a belt though.
Well, you have no rope then. Unlucky.
I don't have any.
I do have rope.
You failed at adventuring 101. Congratulations.
I have rope. I have rope.
Alright, throw me the rope.
I'll check in the rope.
Okay.
Okay, so you put one end of the rope through the hook, through the loop, and you're like, okay. So
now what?
What if I guess give me an intelligence roll? I'll give you a plus 10.
I'm imagining someone just like.
Wow, you needed that.
Yeah, I really did. Holy shit.
So you think to yourself, okay, so if I tie it round my waist, so you tie it round your waist. Now it goes through there. So I wonder, and you get the other end of the rope and you measure out the distance, okay. So if I put that distance on that rope, on the line that you're tied onto, and you tie it off, I wonder... You're a practical man, you know you're not going to hurt yourself, you drop. So for those of you down on the floor, you're sat there and you see Casper tying himself on. He does some measuring with some rope, ties it off again, thinks to himself, and then just
this won't hurt, and then jumps off.
No, just leans to the side, leans, just drops.
Oh god.
Unfortunately, you haven't done it quite the way it was intended to, but as you flail your arms about, you notice that as you come to the end of the rope and you kind of bounce, flailing your arms, your hand hits the wall where someone was standing. And your hand is close to where the marks on the wall are.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Right. Is this some form of fucking Skaven assassination thing?
Yes.
God damn it. Okay.
Oh, no, I get it.
Oh my god. Goddamn ninja rats.
I'm just gonna... If you say that out loud, I'm just gonna scratch my head and say, seriously? They go through all that trouble to do that?
You've seen the rats we fought. They're fucking stupid.
Yeah, they're fucking stupid.
They did this to assassinate the guards, because they're all, yeah, the ones you pointed out, they're all spaced between where someone would stand and someone and the claw marks. So yeah, they just all jumped down from the bloody rafters and stabbed them, or sliced them, or something else. Did they?
What?
Lovely.
I think it's more. Those are deep claw marks. They've got some weird claw things.
I'll tell you how the Skaven did it. Theirs was a little bit more ninja-y. They rolled themselves up in the rope. So they rolled down the rope and then ching! Crusaders ninjas! They're special.
I'm just massaging my temples like, oh.
Yeah, I imagine a big movie, ninja movie with rats now. And I kind of want to see it.
That's how all Skaven should be shown at all times. B-movie assassins. So yeah, after spending I don't know, good half an hour on this Skaven assassination technique, you have unlocked a secret. A secret, you could say.
I still got 2.5 hours left on my night vision, so it's fine.
I'm just gonna put my hand on my head and say, "Oh, these fucking rats wasting our time."
I found it.
Congratulations, indeed you did.
So those rats are...
I walk off down the hall.
So as you push on further into the keep, again, much like I said before, everything is desiccated. Like as everything that's wood just seems to break and turn to dust when you touch it. Like there are piles where you can see just dusty shit and then broken glass, and you kind of put it together that, okay, was that a table at one point? Maybe a breeze or a bird knocked it, like made it collapse. But then you come to an area which, you know, realistically this should be the armory. It should be. You go up and again the door just falls to pieces. Doesn't quite go to dust like some of the other wooden items within the building. This goes more to fragmented chunks. But as you step through and look into the armory, your hearts sink as it's empty. The armor racks and stands lay bare.
I don't think this surprises anyone.
Yeah, if Skaven are involved, they probably just looted everything like they did with the Marquee. So, okay. Should we take a look around, or
I
carry on
don't
to the
know.
next one?
You think those metal fittings will be worth something?
Maybe in scrap.
Even
No, they're not.
crap.
Well, I'll leave them there in case we need to do it again.
Oh. Move on, I guess.
Okay, you push on. Again, you come across a few more of these strange markings on the floor that you've now put together are Skaven assassination devices. And that, with some investigation that you don't need to roll for, you see the metal hoops again. But it does start to dawn on you that they can't have done that on the fly. Like,
No.
you'd think someone would notice a rat man above them with a hammer and a metal spike. But floor after floor, wherever a guard would stand, you start to look up into the rafters and you see these metal spikes.
That's not an ungodly amount of Skaven, holy shit.
When you get into the sleeping areas of the keep, again, they have been ransacked. Everything that's wood or made of an organic material is just desecrated, rotten, mouldy, falling to pieces. Metal is basically rotten for most parts, rusted and thin. But you don't see any signs of movement. And as you go back on yourselves, you can see your footprints in the dust that covers this place. But you don't see any footprints other than your own, except from the very old footprints that Aurelia can just about make out where guards once stood and then fell.
I'm gonna actually stop a bit, look around and say, hold up. This doesn't make sense. Could the rats have been here before what these footprints that look like guards would be?
I mean, We've been to know them. There's a shit ton of them there too in the sewers. They could have been here before the fall, before the meteor.
I mean,
I'd go
sure,
to the
but
door.
if someone were to hammer that, anyone would hear.
It's a long. I mean, you can dull the sounds of hammering enough by a cloth and wooden mallet. But it's a long-term process. Like, the amount of spikes and stuff we've seen is just, it's... I don't... But yeah, a massive amount. It would have to require either a crap ton of scathing, or an ungodly amount of time, and even then... Huh. We have to keep looking around here. We're in the keep. This was a military fortification, right? It wasn't like the noble.
Correct. It was a military fort place.
Right. So there was no noble staying here. It wasn't like a noble house or anything.
No. Well, not in my lore, anyway.
Yeah. So this would be. It seemed like this would be the Skaven's idea of taking out the main military force.
Again, that still
Unless this
still doesn't make sense, which is exactly what I mean. What if this keep was actually being maintained by the Skaven some point after the comet fell? And those things were here because, well, they were living and doing shit here.
Then what about the halfling? They were just roasting the halfling there in the kitchen.
I mean, they don't have to be. There may have been several residents, I don't know. Maybe they were roasting the halfling to eat. Because any other way, this doesn't make sense.
I think we should back out of the keep for now and check out the Great Hall and the chapel. They should be smaller than the keep, at least. They might have more hints of what happened here.
Well, read. Do that then.
I'll lead the way out on. I think the chapel first, because it's going to be smaller than the Great Hall, at least. Or I'll be more fidgety to search than the Great Hall.
Well,
Okay.
perhaps we'll even find some human relics.
You go towards the chapel. The chapel's doors are fine in manufacture, the arches, the stonework around it. And in fact, for most of you, as you look over at it, it seems less decayed than the surrounding area. And as you look and go to push the door open, it doesn't turn to dust. Although it does still look like it is battered and seen many more years than it actually has. The doors squeak open. As the light comes in, and you can see the odd sight of just these pews that are covered in cobwebs and dust. The light shining through the stained glass, giving off different areas of coloured patterns. And the swinging corpses from the rafters just slowly begin to swing back and forth. As you look around more, you see the desecrated husks of the faithful barring the doors to the Great Hall. A much smaller connecting door. And as you look round towards the front of the chapel, where the priests would have said their sermons, the priests of Sigmar. You see again a desecrated corpse that is leaning over the pew, and behind him on a plinth is a holy relic, a golden symbol of a hammer.
Oh shit, okay. I'm gonna approach it and take a look to make sure it's not, well, tarnished or anything like it was in, or like the previous place we were in.
Well, it's weird to say this, but in moments like these, I actually wish the Lolita was still here with us, and not the other group.
Who?
Carla.
No.
As you walk in, there is dust covering everything, cobwebs thick that cover the pews, but the marble stone is still in perfect condition. The pews are still standing as you nudge one, maybe even thinking in some normality of this place that it's in the way, I'll nudge it, it'll turn to dust. Well, it doesn't. It as it squeaks across the floor. As you all make your way in, the airflow changes and the corpses above you swing evermore. There is dust that covers everything, and as you make your way to the holy symbol upon its pew at the front of the church, there is not a single scrap of dust that lays upon the holy symbol of Sigmar.
Can I make a magical sense there?
Sure. The winds of magic are still and calm. You have no ill effects when casting within the chapel.
That's
And
interesting.
around the chapel itself just seems to be serene. Although as you look and you see the desecrated husks of the monks, priests, and holy devoted worshippers of Sigmar, you do question how it could be so serene in a place like this.
They're hanging from the rafters, right?
Yes.
Okay. I looked at the other ones. Do we take the hammer?
Oh, it's a human relic. You had to ask a human. Give it a look. I don't think we have
I
any
don't trust
humans,
this.
I don't think we have any humans in this party, do we? I look back at Casper, and you don't count.
Do I see any traps?
That's a good point.
Or some kind of force field or something?
Unfortunately, you can't just ask, do I see any traps? Doesn't work.
I would
like
like
that.
to look around.
You do have
Yeah,
to roll
can
a
I-
dice.
Can I check, like, what's the hammer on? Is it on like a little pedestal or is it on like chains?
It's on
Sure.
a stone plinth, and it's connected. It's basically a golden hammer that's got a
Oh,
wooden.
my
Yeah, no, it
dice
is a plinth. No, is it? Yeah, a wooden plinth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a wooden, a really fine old piece of wood that's probably come from the elven forests. Some very rich, luxurious type of wood, and then it's got a big old golden hammer.
Okay.
And the golden hammer has the twin comet on it.
I'll just look at the group and say, I'm going to make a gamble. 50-50 it's trapped enough, so I'll pick it up.
This one deal.
Willpower test.
Oh, shit.
Minus 20.
Oh, demon don't like that. Oh, shit, okay.
Can I make a knowledge test of the Empire to see
Sure.
just how many people we are offending currently?
Sure, you can do that. You feel your
This is
insides
fine, Casper,
burn.
go ahead.
You feel your insides burn,
Damn.
Casper, as the demon inside is just repulsed at this artifact that you are hugging to your chest. But you fight its hold, and you pick it up and you say, "No, bitch, embrace Sigmar." Blackhand kind of stands to the back of the crowd, scratches his beard a bit, and thinks for a moment. If you sell it, it's probably blasphemy. If you give it back to the Church of Sigmar, they'll probably be quite happy, and they might even give you a reward. Might.
No.
I give this knowledge to the group.
Well, I guess we're selling for
Also, don't
humans.
I get a bit more for seven success?
So you are a dwarf. So I
Fair enough.
put it into dwarven perspective. If someone said they had a relic of your ancestral line and they returned it to you, you would be forever in their favor. You would basically turn around to them, depending on the relic, of course. You might turn around to them and say, "Our family house is indebted to you. This will never be able to be repaid." And you'll basically have an oath to protect that family line, not just the person who found it. Like when they're long dead and gone, your family's still protecting their family house. Or it could be a case of, that's cool, we'll give you a reward for it. It might be something that your family doesn't want back, in which case, you might just tell them they can have it. But you would best guess, for humans, they'd give you a reward, they'd be in your debt, they'd be happy about it. You can basically tell the group that if the Church of Sigmar finds out that you melted it down and sold it for gold value, that they'd be pretty pissed. But they might just pay someone to come after you.
Probably.
Same with desecrating it and selling it to chaos and all that stuff. You can tell the group it. Safe bet. Let's just give it back to them and see if we get a reward. We could try and send them a letter saying we have this relic. Would you like to send someone to collect it and perhaps provide in the letter state that you want a reward? You've got the knowledge to be able to tell them what they can and can't do, and what they may or may not find offensive. But from a dwarven perspective.
I do this.
Aye.
So we'll take care of it.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. I'm gonna hold this close for now.
Oh,
It eases me. I've been many fuck up.
I mean, if you want, I can make you a much more solder hammer.
No. No. I've done many stupid things in my time, and at least recovering a religious relic is a little
No,
kinda.
who knows? It may even save your human soul. If you still have that.
Doubtful.
I don't know. Want to bet?
Yes.
Does Casper know he's possessed by a demon?
Yes.
Yes.
Just
Yes, I
talk
do.
to
Of
it.
course he does.
He's
I'm
talked
saying
to
that
it.
because I think he's a vampire. I don't know he's possessed by a demon.
I'm
So,
looking at I'm looking at Aurelia. How much do you want to bet? Or what are you betting? How much do you want to bet, and what are you betting? Word this carefully.
I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow behind that mask.
I know that word this carefully is out of character.
How much do you want to bet that Sigma doesn't like you making bets?
No,
You
but
know,
Loud
just-
sure
I'm-
does.
I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow. In character and out of character. I'm gonna crack my head to the side. Really? You actually want to bet if you can save your soul or not? Sure, Casper. Sure.
Life's too dull not to have a little bit of excitement. What's more exciting than bets? Remember the time we went to the bar and Black and I got drunk under the table by not only myself but a random peasant?
I'm gonna crack my head to the side, and although I don't think I can make this bet with you because you could cheat.
How do I cheat?
I mean, you could, if I say you can save your soul and bet that you will save your soul. You know what? I bet that you can save your soul, and I'm gonna bet 5 gold crowns.
My soul's worth 5 gold coins. Are you serious?
Oh,
At
sure.
least 10.
Sure, let's make it 10 gold crowns. I doubt that you can save your soul, so I'm gonna bet against you. Prove me wrong, Casper.
Alright, I'll reach a hand out.
I'll take your hand.
I would mark that down in someone's journal.
Yeah, I'm marking that on my journal.
You know, out of character, I'm doing it like this because I want you to save your soul.
So, is there anything else you'd like to do in the chapel?
Is there a priest's quarters? I need more holy artifacts to save my soul.
There is. There is. It is undesecrated, unlike everywhere else. But it
Okay.
is, again, very dusty and covered in cobwebs. Looks like no one's been here for a very long time.
That's fine.
You-
Can I take a look around, see if there's any
Sure.
cupboards or...
Give me a
dressers?
search check as you search around the back of the chapel.
No bonuses?
No bonuses unless you want to spend a lot of time here.
Shit. Should have spent like 10 minutes here.
Unfortunately, you don't find anything else.
Oh well. I can't get my priest's robe now.
As you come back out, you wouldn't. I'll give it to you because no one's done awareness perception tests for a while.
I did, I just failed.
That the priest seems to be wearing the fine robes that one would normally wear when giving a sermon.
Oh, shit, okay. Here, give me a leg up.
Seriously, Casper, you're gonna steal the clothes
I
of
am
a
not
man of the
stealing.
cloth?
I am not stealing. He's not gonna fucking need them, he's dead. I'm carrying on his legacy. I need to find out his name first.
As
Tell me
you
not to go
move,
like that.
as you move the corpse. So just to state, he was leant over the pew, like his arms were almost sagging down onto the other side. Not
Oh,
the
I thought he
bull
was in
pit.
the hanging
No,
body.
sorry, of the bull pit. No, he was in the bull pit. Is that the word for it?
Oh.
The bull pit, where they stand and they give their sermon over to the congregation. So he was leant over. So you go round, and as you lean him back to lay him down to strip him of his priestly garment, you notice that the good book that he was preaching from is laid there intact.
Okay, I'll need that too, so I'll pick that up too.
And you see that you now have the Book of Sigmar.
Okay.
The Holy Book of Sigmar.
I'll put it next to my 2 books on the Dark Tongue, but okay.
I'm sure
Fuck.
he'll like it there.
Should we go and help him? You know, save his soul.
You,
Okay, no,
need
I'll
the
put it
book
next to
and
my
the
book of
hammer.
law.
you also gain the priestly garbs of a priest of Sigmar. Not
Okay,
just
and I'm gonna go
not
back
just
to
the
the
normal robes. He has them underneath. But you actually get the vestments, the fine stuff that they wear for preaching to the choir.
Oh, okay. And get rid of my... Yeah, I'll throw a... I'm going to ask for a little bit of privacy so I can actually get changed. And throw away my now ruined common clothes for the priestly vestments.
Oh, you...
Am I
Oh,
understanding this
God.
correctly? That the
I bet against you
residents
so that you would
Hoffam
win.
I am winning. I'm becoming a priest. What's a better way to save your soul than becoming a priest?
I mean, when we get back to base, you know, we're going to take that book, we're going to take that hammer, and we're going to tie you to a
You're
bed
not gonna
and
do
be like,
shit.
the
I am
power
gonna
of
be a
Sigma
priest of Sigma."
compels you.
So, am I the only one who finds it odd that our resident vamp is dressing up as a priest?
I don't know what the fuck happened to you, but I think you might be going insane.
It's a little disturbing, but considering my
Really?
character was
No.
perfectly fine with the halfling being, you know, fried over a spit, I don't think she would.
Humans
Ah,
are weird.
It was perfectly
how much do
fine.
priestly vestments weigh? Hang on a second.
I'm not the only one who finds humans weird, right?
Oh,
Human there.
the thing is, he's not a human.
I am
Just-
most certainly human. I'm a priest of Sigmar now.
I'm just gonna like
I just deafened myself.
walk. Hey, I'm pretty sure that's just him. It's not the fact that he was once
Can
human.
I perception you to see if you're a bullshitting mess?
Sure. Is that alright?
Wait, hold on. You want to
Yeah, it's fine.
perception him to see?
I want to see if he truly believes if he's a priest of Sigmar.
I'll roll charm to see if you can. There you go. Am I lying or am I telling it to convince you? You'll never know.
You know what? I'm gonna roll perception too, just because at this point I'm afraid that he's actually losing it. Nope. Yeah.
You can't beat the face character in fucking perception.
My rolls have been 60 or above the entire session, so.
I mean, I did roll a 2 of my previous rolls, so there was a chance.
So with your perception rolls, as well as trying to see through Casper's lies, you hear thunder
I mean, lie.
outside,
Oh.
and the wind picks up. You also hear what sounds like cutlery falling to the floor in the Great Hall. You just hear just ding
Okay.
ding ding.
We should check.
But do tell us, is Casper completely batshit insane?
You'll never know.
Livia would, because.
Oh wait,
she
Livia
succeeded.
passed the test. Yes, Casper does feel like having this priestly attire will help him.
Christ almighty.
So yes, Casper
Does
is
he
losing the
actually
plot.
believe that?
Casper is kind of losing the plot because he's now gained 2 disorders. He is literally going insane.
So Casper believes he's a priest of Sigmar now.
No, he is becoming a priest of Sigmar.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
I need to have these holy things around me to protect my soul.
I'm just gonna put my hand to my face. Oh, thank you, I'm wearing this mask.
I'm sure the other delusional humans will appreciate you.
Oh,
You have my full support,
What do you mean
Casper.
delusional?
Go for it.
Thank you.
Did I say anything? No.
This is going to be so weird when your fucking vampire hunter meets Casper, who is going to slowly believe he's a fucking priest.
The
While
funny
casting
thing is,
chaos magic.
she actually is pretty devout to Sigma and more, so that's gonna be...
Oh god. Oh.
So where would you like to go? Outside, where the
Great Hall.
sounds of a storm are brewing, or to the Great
I
Hall?
said we cut through the chapel into the Great Hall.
Okay.
There's a little passageway.
I would also propose the Great Hall in character.
Yeah,
you,
but
you move the desecrated corpses of the people who were holding back the door to the Great Hall. You remove the wooden lock bar that was put in place, and you open it. The side that was on the Great Hall's side almost looks like bark, and if you blow on it or brush your hand on it, you can see that it's beginning to desecrate like the rest of the wood in the fort, in the rock. You steel yourselves and you look forwards and you go through into the Great Hall. Again, this area is covered in dust, huge spider webs, but as you come in, it's a large area, and it looks as if they had put tables out for a feast, as there are plates upon plates of rotten food. But this, unlike the kitchen, is truly rotten. Like it's the desecrated remains of a meal. In some places, just bones or just empty vessels. But what you do take note of is the fact that there are, for one, claw marks or drag marks or scrape marks in the marble, in the corridor that would lead you to the chapel, that seem to lead along there. There's just these scrapes in the marble. The Great Hall itself, again, set out for a banquet with plates and seats, and there are no swinging bodies in this room. The stained glass again shows a multitude of lights as the light from outside shines through. But what you do notice is that there's a shining, a twinkling within the gloom. And then you take note that in every seat there seems to be a fully armoured and dressed person. Some of them have fallen forwards onto the table, others are leant back in their chairs, their skin dried and pulled tight on their features, yet some sit there with their mouths hung slack.
Okay. I'll begin moving around some of the bodies.
So
anyone
as
else like to do anything?
Casper pushes in, where would everyone else be?
To the back of the
Probably
party.
behind him.
Hang on, real quick. This is
I'll
a
do it.
Warhammer or a proper hammer? The Hammer Sigmar.
Hammer of Sigmar.
I would like to perception before I do anything. Look everywhere around and see if there's anything on the ceiling.
Yeah, I should probably do a magical send.
I also take a look around.
I
It is
finally
a-
succeed.
It is a very high, tall ceiling, but there does not appear to be anything on
I can
the
sense
ceiling
fucking everything.
itself. As the rest of you look round, you don't see any hidden Skaven assassination devices stamped into the wood. There's nothing like that. There's no reason for the corpses to be there. You do see that their armor is in perfect condition. Their weapons at their side, their equipment looks as if nothing, time, the weather, or this curse upon this place have touched them. As Livia closes her eyes and opens them again, looking into the realms of magic, for one, you know that this room has the same effect as everywhere else. There is an extra magic die rolled that only counts towards Tzeentch's curse. And for the second, you see that the magical effect that was going on outside, the thing that was happening within is in this room. And maybe you get just a moment to call out to Casper to stop, as the corpses around the table rise up.
Son of a bitch.
And that, unfortunately, is where we're going to end off the episode. Now, I was going to do this more in the make-believe land, not actually having a proper map for the engagement, but where we've got to this point in the night, we are a player down. Maybe if we carry on next week, I'll create a proper battle map, and we will have the full party to engage the last guardians of, or the last knights of the Rock. So I certainly hope you enjoyed learning about the Skaven assassination techniques. They are dastardly indeed, and I'm looking forward to the next episode, where our group will find out what's happened when they clear this place. Is their loot worth anything? And is that armor salvageable? Well, we'll find out in the next episode. So thank you very much for tuning in. I certainly hope you've enjoyed. And if you have, and you want to see any of the previous episodes, check out my YouTube channel with the same name, because it's all convenient. Take care, everyone. And as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.